In rural Texas, sunsets turn the horizon red, and dust flies in hot winds. Peaceful fields turn to terror as packs of feral hogs invade. They live in dense forests, thick brush, and wet swamps, where the ground is covered in footprints and the smell of earth lingers. During the day, they hide in the darkness, so silent that they are difficult to detect. But when night falls, the whole forest resounds with screeching and the sound of budding trees. The space is both wild and creepy, making anyone who enters feel like they are invading the territory of a powerful creature. The villagers heard a growl in the darkness, their hearts pounding, their hands tightening on the guns by the door. The sound of gunfire echoed through the night, mixed with the screams of livestock and the clanging of metal. It was no longer a peaceful farm, it was a battlefield, where men had to stand up to protect their land and their families. Wild boars destroy crops, not only because of their aggressive nature, but also because they reproduce too quickly, and their natural habitat is increasingly shrinking. When the food source in the forest is exhausted, they flock to the fields, destroying everything in their path to survive. Don't miss out. Click register now and join the most dramatic hunting trips. The farmer stood silently amidst the rubble, sweat mixed with dust, a feeling of helplessness and anger rising as he saw the whole season's work disappear. This was no longer an ordinary wild animal, but a real threat to the people here. Would the people here have the courage to stand up and fight back, to take back their crops from the ferocious wild boar, or would they continue to live in fear every night? As dusk descends on a Texas cornfield, feral hogs begin their foraging journey. They butt their snouts, dig into tree stumps, and turn up the damp soil in search of roots, tubers, and insects. A rustling sound echoes everywhere, a cacophony of nighttime noise. Under the dim moonlight, dark figures move silently, leaving plow trails that stretch across the field. And when cornered, they charge like a black storm, fangs ready to tear apart anyone who dares to stand in their way. It was this strength and ferocity that made hunting wild boar so dangerous. The hunter held his breath, gripped his gun tightly, and his heart beat like a drum in the pitch-black night. One misstep, one small noise, and they could go from hunter to prey in the blink of an eye. The hunters crouched low, their steps light as cats across the dry grass. Sweat rolled down their foreheads, but their eyes never left the target. He raised his gun, his finger lightly tightening on the trigger, his breathing slowing to maintain his balance. Every sound made his heart beat faster. All it took was a perfect moment, a bang to tear the night apart, and the hunted would be doomed. The boar was down. Traditional methods such as trapping, fencing, and ground hunting are now largely ineffective. Wild boar reproduce so rapidly that helicopter hunting has become a strategic option, a practical, efficient, and accurate way to control the situation in a short period of time. In addition, the use of this method must strictly comply with local laws and regulations to ensure safety and legality for everyone. The hunt began in the early morning light, the dawn tinting the fields a pale orange. The helicopter skimmed over the trees, the whine of its blades mingling with the wind, making hunters' heart pound. Below, the wild boar swarmed like black shadows, destroying crops for months. Hunter could feel sweat beading on his forehead despite the cold wind. And as expected, less than 15 minutes later, a herd of wild boars began to appear. From the middle of the field, about 13 to 15 of them quietly moved towards the open edge. They spread out in a line, led by a large male boar, walking slowly, head down, completely unaware of the danger lurking in the sky. The pilot banked slightly, the helicopter descended, dust flying up. He gripped his AR-15, feeling the crisp sound of the bullets being loaded. As the pigs turned and ran, his heartbeat almost matched the sound of the propeller blades, adrenaline pumping through his veins as the chase continued. Hunter, he pulled the trigger, each shot tearing through the quiet morning. The smell of gunpowder hung in the air, and the moment his prey fell, left a strange feeling of tension and relief. The uncontrolled growth of wild boar populations has led to severe consequences, one of the most critical being heavy water pollution. This behavior not only threatens the sustainability of water systems, but also disrupts the ecosystem structure, placing additional pressure on farmers and resource management efforts, making it increasingly difficult to maintain natural balance. Wild boars are not only strong, but also reproduce rapidly and adapt extremely well, making them a serious threat to ecosystems in Australia and the United States. They destroy crops, causing significant losses for farmers, and degrade the habitats of many native species, leading to ecological imbalance. Given the uncontrolled growth of this species, hunting has become a crucial measure to mitigate the damage, protect agriculture, and restore the natural ecosystem. In addition to causing significant crop damage and degrading ecosystems, wild boars also pose a potential danger to humans. When they feel threatened, they can react aggressively, and with their considerable size and strength, this can result in serious injuries. This makes controlling their population through measures such as hunting essential to ensure community safety and maintain ecological balance. Although hunters possess exceptional skills, wild boars are incredibly cunning and well adapted to their native terrain, making them extremely difficult to catch. With their ability to hide and move quickly through natural environments, they can easily escape pursuit. To tackle this challenge, hunters have adopted aerial hunting strategies using helicopters, allowing them to track and approach wild boars more effectively across complex terrains that are typically difficult to access from the ground. The man, along with his brave teammates and loyal hunting dog, not only had to navigate treacherous, rugged paths, but also endure the biting cold of a winter blanketed in ice and snow. Every step was a challenge, but their unity and seamless teamwork allowed them to overcome all obstacles. With the hunter's sharp eyes, the dog's keen senses, and their unyielding determination, they pursued their prey relentlessly, turning the hunt into a grueling yet captivating journey, testing their willpower and resilience. If it were you, would you be eager to experience this challenging adventure? Alongside courageous teammates, braving harsh terrains and the freezing cold, all to chase a goal to the very end. Does this arduous yet enticing journey ignite within you a sense of excitement and a thirst for exploration? Join me on an exhilarating hunting journey, where every moment is a chance to enjoy and discover. Together with persistent teammates, we'll navigate rugged paths, conquer nature, and test ourselves against the agility of our prey. This is not just a hunt, it's an opportunity to experience courage, determination, and the spirit of teamwork. The hunter, along with his companion and loyal hunting dogs, ventured deep into the forest, where the silence was broken only by the rustling leaves beneath their feet. Soon, the dogs caught the scent of a wild boar, expertly hidden in the thick underbrush. With a decisive nod from the hunter, the group quickly synchronized their movements. In a split second, the wild boar was swiftly taken down. They sighed with relief, satisfied after a hunt marked by precision and resounding success. In addition, the hunters skillfully used bait to lure wild boars out of hiding, making it easier to approach their targets. Thanks to this clever strategy, the hunting journey became more manageable, allowing them to control the situation and strike at the perfect moment. This ensured that each hunt resulted in the desired outcome. In addition to using bait, many hunters choose bows and arrows as their primary weapon. With a bow in hand, They need to get close to the prey, waiting for the right moment to draw the bow without making a sound. This technique demands absolute silence and sharp reflexes, as even the slightest mistake could cause the wild boar to detect and flee. Bow hunters often patiently observe from afar, quietly moving through bushes while keeping their eyes on the target. When the wild boar steps out from hiding, the keen hunter seizes the moment, draws the bowstring, and aims with precision. A single well-placed shot ensures a swift and quiet takedown, making the hunt not only successful but also an elegant and artistic experience. Do you like this approach? If so, leave a number 1 in the comments, or a number 0 if you don't. In Australia, despite millions of wild boars being culled, their astonishing reproductive rate continues to demand more stringent and effective control measures. Wild boars often hide in dense forests, using the terrain to evade hunters, and always look for opportunities to return, causing ongoing damage to the environment and agriculture. In the US, the invasive wild boar problem is becoming a serious issue, causing significant economic and environmental damage. These herds of wild boars not only destroy crops, causing losses for farmers, but they also reduce biodiversity, damage ecosystems, and spread diseases to both livestock and humans. It's estimated that millions of wild boars are thriving across the states, from rural areas to suburban neighborhoods, posing a significant challenge for local authorities to control and curb their growth. Given this situation, one might wonder why the US, with its large population and rich culinary culture, hasn't taken advantage of the abundant food source these wild boars provide. To answer this question, we need to explore the barriers and challenges associated with utilizing wild boar meat in the US. Wild boars are not native to the US. However, in the 16th century, European explorers, particularly the Spanish, brought domestic pigs to America as a food source during their expeditions. Some pigs either escaped or were released into the wild, eventually evolving into highly adaptable wild boars. Don't leave just yet, there's much more interesting information waiting for you at the end of the video. In the following centuries, wild boars interbred with feral domestic pigs, leading to the formation of wild boar herds. With the wild boar population in the US rising at an alarming rate, it is now estimated that millions of these animals inhabit over 35 states. The causes of this population explosion are varied and complex. First of all, wild boars have a strong reproductive capacity. A female can breed multiple times a year, with each litter ranging from 4 to 12 piglets. Additionally, with their high adaptability, wild boars can thrive in a variety of environments, from dense forests to rural areas and even suburban neighborhoods. Silence envelops the scene, broken only by the tearing sounds of large shadowy figures. The aggressive wild boars rampage across the agricultural fields, wreaking havoc on everything in their path. Not only that, but these dark lords also destroy the roads they traverse, leaving nothing behind but devastation, sweeping destruction, and ruin. This situation leaves people living in fear and anxiety. The increasing number of wild boars in urban areas is becoming a serious problem. The main reason is the rapid urbanization, which has shrunk their natural habitat, forcing them to invade residential areas in search of food. So, do you know why Americans don't eat wild boar meat? One of the biggest issues is the risk of parasites and bacteria from this meat. Wild boars live in the wild, where they are exposed to various pathogens, and they scatter food and waste everywhere. When wild boars consume spoiled or contaminated food, they can become carriers of diseases that affect both humans and livestock in the area. Furthermore, their destruction increases the risk of environmental pollution, as waste and contaminants are spread around, negatively impacting urban ecosystems.